All right, it is 1 o'clock. I'm sure people will come in late, but I want to start promptly for you guys who have been here. So, what we're going to do today is we're going to talk about how to pack your estate planning seminar with Facebook ads. I think this is a really, really hot topic because I see a lot of people either having the wrong expectations around this type of stuff, or they're just doing it completely wrong. And there are a couple of quick fixes you can make to have a huge impact on your seminar performance. Now, just a disclaimer, this is not the main service that we offer here at our company, but we've run a lot of seminars in the past. I mean, hundreds and hundreds of seminars. So I am very, very familiar with this model. I really like this model. I think you can do a lot with this, and I'll be sharing some of those ideas with you here today. And I'll be showing you exactly how to set up the Facebook ads portion of this. So without further ado, let's go ahead and jump in here. So the goal of this session is to show you how to run the Facebook ads portion of this to a seminar and the different factors to consider when you're promoting a seminar. Now, there are a lot of other components that I'll be talking about throughout this presentation here. It's a pretty short presentation before we get into the technicals. I'm not showing you those pieces. It would take way more time than what I have here today. So here's the agenda. So first, we're going to talk about some considerations when it comes to running a seminar. Then we're going to talk about the technical strategy behind the seminar itself. So all the moving parts that you want to have in place so you have a better outcome for the seminar itself. Then we're going to talk about some expectations and economics, with a couple of different ideas in there for you. Then we're going to go into the Facebook ads understanding portion, just a few housekeeping items that you need to understand when it comes to Facebook. And then I'll be showing you how to actually run the ads. I'll be creating an ad campaign from scratch, showing you how to set it up, the ad copy portion, the picture, all that stuff. Okay. So I think this is a super, super tactical, like you guys can take this video and go run a seminar and you'll probably get plenty of leads to run your seminar with. So I think this will really, really help you guys. So first is let's talk about some seminar considerations. And I have a little picture of a meal there because this is one of the debatable topics. So the first thing is do you want to offer a meal or no meal? And this is kind of a hot topic. This is almost as hot of a topic as free consult versus paid consult. Now, when you offer a meal, what happens, and this is just a fact of the advertising, is your lead cost is cheaper when you advertise a free meal because you get people who want free meals, right? Now, no meal, the theory is that people who sign up to these seminars are more motivated because they're not coming for the meal, they're coming for the content. And I can't argue with that because it's true. If they are coming just to learn, well, then that's the purest lead you're going to get. Now, the other thing is to consider when you have people who are attracted by the meal and have to sit there in the room, if you do a good job presenting, you can flip some of those people into paying clients. So you're going to get a much larger audience when you offer a meal at a cheaper cost versus a smaller audience that could be more engaged at a lower cost. But what we don't like in seminars is having 3 or 4 people there, right? It's kind of not very motivating. The other thing to consider is you can offer a meal and just not advertise it, but I would definitely advertise it because your lead cost will be cheaper. And then the third thing is you can do this at high-end restaurants. Now, I know that's going to add to your overall cost, but what it allows you to do, even offering a meal in general, what it allows you to do is kind of comb through your leads and tell people, yes, they can come or no, they can't because they meet qualifications. I know that sounds kind of mean, but if I'm offering a $50 steak dinner, I'm not letting everybody into that $50 steak dinner, right? I'm going to call you. I'm going to make sure that you have decent assets. You're interested in estate planning. I'm not going to be like a jerk on the phone and qualify the heck out of you, but I'm going to call and make sure that you're not just coming to get a $50 steak. You're coming for a reason and you actually want to learn. A lot of financial planners do this model and they built their practice on this model. They do it at steakhouses. So it would translate very, very well for estate planners. I personally have only sponsored a couple high-end restaurants. The results are great. But a lot of people will do it at local restaurants or they'll cater or something like that. But that is something to consider, is using the meal as a way to qualify your leads a little more. We have limited seating available. We just want to make sure that you're the right fit for this type of seminar. How much money do you have in assets, or how many children do you have, or whatever is going to qualify them the most for you, that you can sell them something a little higher ticket. That's what I would do if I was offering a meal. Now, before we go on with the presentation, I just want to show you guys this little calculator. I did a video like this a while back on our YouTube channel, and this is just the meal considerations. So if everybody can see this, just put a 1 in chat. Let me know. And if you want to look at this separately, just message me privately. So this first scenario here is with a meal provided. Now, we're assuming a couple of things from this. We're assuming that we're spending $2,000 on ads. we're assuming that 30% of the attendees are going to book a consultation with you, and 50% of those people are going to close. And your client value is $3,500. I think that's a bit cheap because from what I hear from a lot of our clients, they charge more for a trust. But you get the idea. So in this first scenario, we are spending $2,000. Now, the big assumption here is in green. We are assuming that because we're offering a meal, our lead cost is going to be significantly cheaper. It's going to be $40 a lead. All right. This means we're going to get 50 total leads. Now, 30% of those people are going to book a consultation. So we're going to have 15 consultations. 30% of those people are gonna show up. We're gonna have 15 attendees. Now, 30% of the people are gonna book a consultation. So we're gonna have 4.5 consults, and we're gonna close 50% of those 4.5 consults, which is 2.25 clients. Now, we have additional costs with the meal provided option, which is $30 per meal. And if we're charging $3,500 for our services and we sold 2.25 clients, that means we made $7,425 minus our meal costs, because our meals cost a little bit of money there. All right, so that is $7,000 that we're making. That's a 271% ROI. Now, in this example here, our lead cost is going to be a little more expensive, $60 a lead, which means we're going to get 33 leads. Our show rate, which these show rates are pretty low, they're actually usually higher, but I'm just kind of going worst case scenario here, means we're going to have 10 attendees. We're going to have 30% of those people book consultations, which is 3 consults. And if we close at 50%, same exact metrics, we're going to have 1.5 clients, which is $5,250, which is an ROI of 162%. Now, that was a lot of math. I know I ran through that pretty quickly. I don't want to get sidetracked on this meal versus no meal. I want to get into the ads portion. What I'm showing you here, and there are a lot of assumptions in this, is when you provide a meal, the lead cost is cheaper. Like, that's the one fact that I have for you guys when it comes to meal versus no meal. And because of that, you're going to have a larger sample size of people at your seminar. You're going to have more people you can pitch, and your ecosystem is going to grow by more. So consider that. And the best answer for you here is you should just test it. You should run a seminar that offers a meal. You should run a seminar that doesn't offer a meal. The other consideration, and I'm done with the meals after this, is the type of restaurant, right? So depending on where you're located, if you have a heavy, Spanish demographic, or you have a heavy, whatever demographic, it doesn't really matter. The type of restaurant really matters on your response. If you have a higher class restaurant, you're going to attract higher class people. If you have a lower class restaurant, you're going to attract lower class people. That's just the sad reality. So make sure you are testing the type of restaurant you're choosing when it comes to having your seminar, and make sure you're testing providing a meal versus not providing a meal. Okay, those are super, super important levers that you can pull on to really change the outcome of your seminar. All right, so I'm done with the meals. I promise I won't talk about food anymore. Let's go ahead and dive into some of the technical strategy behind a seminar. So when I say technical strategy, what I mean is, what are we using to get these people to sign up? What are we using to communicate with them that they have signed up? And how are we reminding these people to show up to our seminar? And then after they've attended our seminar, how are we following up with these people? Now, if you're running seminars and you're not doing any of this, this is going to dramatically improve your results. So first is, we're going to use landing pages built on ClickFunnels. I like ClickFunnels. It's very easy to build landing pages, and I really like the little timer function they have, which you'll see in a few seconds here when we go live into building the seminar itself. All right, so ClickFunnels is what I use for the landing pages, and they already have templates that you can use out there. If you want my template, I'll send it to you. The next thing that you need to do is have an email confirmation that they signed up to the seminar. So as soon as they opt in, they get an email that says, "Thank you so much for signing up to the webinar." Or seminar, sorry, we will be calling you to confirm your reservation. And this is an important distinction because we want to call them and qualify them, especially if we're offering a meal. Now, the next thing is texting. Okay, so texting is going to get you a really, really good response, because texting has a 100% open rate, or near 100% open rates if they give you a good phone number. Whereas email, you're getting like a 20-30% open rate, right? So not all your people are seeing your email. Everybody's seeing the text message. So I like to use a platform called Simple Texting for this. It's very useful for sending bulk text messages or one-off automation text messages. And what we're going to put in this text message on the first pass is, "Hey, thank you so much for signing up for the web or the seminar. We look forward to seeing you." And we'll be sending out reminders as the seminar date closes near. The next thing is, and this is what's going to improve your show rate, is you want to have reminder campaigns. All right. So you can do a seminar reminder campaign 3 days out. So 3 days before the seminar date itself, you send out a blast email and text saying, "Hey, in 3 days, we're having the seminar. Please make sure you've RSVP'd. If you have not, your seat will not be saved." This will get people to call you and book their seat. It'll also let you know how full or empty your seminar is, and you can run more or less ads to keep packing it. Okay. Then 24 hours and then 1 hour. And the 1 hour text message, I would put the address back into that text message just so they can click it on their phone and use maps to get to the area. And then from there, obviously you want to have a follow-up sequence. So once everyone has attended your seminar, right, we want to book these people into consults and we want to sell these people. So you want to have follow-up sequences, drip sequences in place. And so that way these people are hearing from you over and over and over again. In the beginning, I would go a little more aggressive. I would go like every other day. I would email and text them for a couple of days. And then from there, I would put them into your long-term drip sequences if you have those. Most estate planning attorneys have them. Okay. So that is the technical strategy. I'm not going into those details because that would take a long time. There's a lot of automation and posting and stuff like that. If you guys want to see a video on the technical strategy, I can do that. Leave comments in the Facebook group where I'm going live here, or post in the Facebook group, or post on YouTube. All right. If you want to see that, that's a more involved video. All right. So that's enough with the technical strategy. Now we're going to go into the Facebook aspect of things. So first, I want to talk to you guys about the key terms that I'll be using over and over again as we're building these campaigns. So the first one is the Facebook pixel. And the pixel, it always sounds so much more complicated than it is. All the pixel is a piece of code that you place on your website so Facebook can read what's happening on your website. This is how we track things. So when someone fills out a form, that pixel lets Facebook know that someone filled out a form, which is very important. And I'll explain why in a slide here. The next topic or key phrase that I'll be using is your audience. So in Facebook, which is how Facebook works, is you're able to target demographics based on who you want to target. So age ranges, interests, all types of stuff. And I'll show you some of those options when we go into the platform itself. And then the last thing is the Facebook algorithm. And so this is how Facebook decides who to show your ads to. And it does that based on their interactions on Facebook. And so the Facebook algorithm is a very important part of this presentation because this is where a lot of people get running Facebook ads wrong. And you're going to understand why in the next 2 slides. All right. So the number one mistake and number 2 mistake that I see people making with Facebook ads are these 2. And every single ad account I've looked at to date, unless it's an experienced media buyer, has made this mistake. All right. And this is a really easy thing to fix to get you way better results right off the bat. So the first thing is choosing the right campaign objective. And the second thing is tracking your ads. All right. And that will make sense in just a slide here. So campaign objectives. What are campaign objectives? In Facebook, when you create a campaign, as you'll see in a few seconds here, you get to choose your objective. Now, there are different objectives in Facebook. I'm not going to go through all of them. I'm going to go through a few of them just so you understand what I'm talking about. There's page likes, there's landing page views, and then there's conversions. And they have a whole bunch more, which we'll see in a few seconds here when we go live. Now, if I wanted a bunch of people to like my Facebook page, I would choose Facebook likes as my objective because Facebook is going to go find people that are more likely to like my page than people who are not. And that's where the algorithm comes into play. Facebook knows who likes to like pages and it goes and targets those people. So when you think of an entire audience on Facebook, right, you think of the entire population, let's say around your city. Let's say there's 1 million people there. Not everybody in that 1 million person population likes to go to seminars or likes to take action on websites. Maybe some of those people, the vast majority of them, just like to browse. They're not action takers. They're just browsers. Facebook knows what subsets of the population like to take specific actions on Facebook. And by choosing the objective, this is how you target those different subsets. So in this picture here, I have 3 different audiences. One audience likes to like pages. That's why I called them page likers. So if I wanted people to like my Facebook page or my firm's Facebook page, I would choose to run ads to that subset of the population by choosing that campaign objective. Now, let's say I want people to go look at my landing pages because I want people on my website. I want people interacting. I'm sponsoring blog posts or whatever, right? I want to choose landing page views because people who like to go and look at landing pages or like to browse website content are going to be in that audience. Now, both of those audiences are cheaper than the conversions audience. And this is the objective we're going to use. The conversions objective is usually used for generating leads or generating webinars or generating seminar registrants, all of the stuff that we typically want, right? This is the money objective. Almost every single campaign I run for myself and clients, I use this objective. Okay. This is where you get leads pretty much. And how this audience is built in Facebook is Facebook knows who in your audience is more likely to take action on a website, and then it will target that audience. Now, this goes hand in hand with the next slide, which is tracking. So let's just pretend for a second that you went to the doctor, right? And you said, "Hey, doctor, tell me what's wrong with me." There could be a million things wrong with you, right? The doctor needs you to give some sort of feedback on what you're feeling in order to diagnose you and then give you the right treatment. Facebook is the exact same way. It needs feedback from you on who your customers are. And so when you set up tracking in Facebook, you set up a pixel that will track everyone who registers to your webinar or your seminar. And from there, that information is fed back into the Facebook algorithm and it goes and finds more people like that. So as soon as you start getting leads in Facebook, typically it will start to pick up because Facebook is learning who your customer is, and then it will go find more people with those same attributes. So usually when you get your first lead, things really start picking up after that because now it knows what a lead looks like and it goes and finds people in that subset, in the conversion subset of the audience, and it goes and finds all the people that look just like that ideal customer of yours. So this is really important because this is where a lot of people go wrong when they run Facebook ads. Number one, they choose the wrong objective. And number two, they don't feed data back to Facebook so that Facebook knows who to go and target in their audience. All right. So super, super important stuff. That if you have one takeaway from this whole entire thing, it'd be that if you're running Facebook ads. Now, before we dive into Facebook, this is the last slide here. I just want to talk to you about structure in Facebook really quick. So first, there are campaigns. Now, this is where you set your objective, right? Campaign level changes are just the objectives pretty much. Now at the ad set level, which is the next level down, and you can have multiple ad sets in a campaign, this is where you choose your targeting, your budget, your hours, and your placements. The main things that we'll be doing here is we'll be setting our budget and we'll be setting our targeting. So this is where we say, hey, I want to target everyone from 30 to 55 who are in this audience. And then below the ad set level, this is where you run your ads. And this is where you create the ad that you actually see on Facebook with the writing and the picture and all that other fun stuff. And we're going to do all of this right now. Okay, so this is going to take just a tiny bit of time. You'll be shocked at how easy this is and how effective it is when we do it right. All right, so let's navigate out of here. And if you guys have questions, feel free to put them in chat. So let me get out of my Facebook calculator here, and I'm going to go into ads. So this is my ads manager here. And let me increase the size of this. That's too big. All right, so the first thing you do when you get into your ads manager, and I'm assuming you already have a Facebook page set up. I'm assuming you have an ads manager because most people do. When you go into the ads manager, we're going to go into the events manager section. Now, this is where we get our Facebook pixel, okay? So in the events manager, we're going to find Empirical 360's pixel, and we're going to take this pixel ID and we're going to use this. Now, when you first set up your pixel, it will give you all of the pixel code. From here on out, they just give you the ID, which is really annoying because you have to go over here and find an example of a pixel ID. So I'm going to find the Facebook pixel. And this is what the Facebook pixel looks like. So you want to copy this entire code block if this was your pixel. And then you're going to go into your landing page. And in this case, again, I'm using ClickFunnels. So I'm going to take this here. And I'm going to put this in the head tracking code section. So where it says head tracking code, I'm placing my Facebook pixel. Now, if you were doing this on a WordPress site, every single website has this area where you can put pixel codes. Now, because I didn't have the pixel ID or the entire pixel, I have to take this pixel ID here and put it into the place where it would normally be in this example. So that is right. Give me a second. Your pixel ID goes here. So boom, I put my pixel ID. And your pixel ID goes here. So now Facebook knows that this is my pixel. This is Empirical 360's pixel. And now I have placed it on this landing page. Now there is a useful tool that you can use to verify that you've done this correctly. It's this little Facebook pixel helper right here. This is a Chrome extension. It's free. When you download this, it'll show you that the Facebook pixel has been correctly placed. So boom, I've placed my pixel correctly. And now I'm happy. All right. So that's the first step, is creating the pixel. Now, remember what I said, we have to create the event that happens inside of Facebook when someone signs up. And how we do this is we do something called thank you page tracking. So if I go to my seminar landing page here, and I'll talk about this in a few seconds, and I fill out this form, it's going to redirect me to a page that says, thank you for signing up. So here's my thank you page. Now in the URL, it says thank-you-page, and then it has a bunch of numbers. What I'm going to do in Facebook is I'm going to say every time someone visits a page with the URL that has thank you in it, we're going to count this as a conversion. And so this is that tracking that I was talking about. So what we do in Facebook is we go over here to custom conversions, and we're going to create a new event that says every time someone visits that thank you page, we're going to count that as a sign up for our seminar. So we're going to hit create custom conversion, and we're going to name it seminar sign up. We're going to be using Empirical 360's Pixel. All URL traffic, we want everyone that visits this page to be tracked. And we're going to put URL contains /thank-u-page. All right. And once I hit enter here, I hit create. All right. I'm not going to create this because I don't want to track this in my ad account, but you get the idea. This is how you would create the custom conversion. You know what? I'll just create it just so you guys see it. Seminar sign up. Boom. Create. I already have that. Seminar sign up number 1. Oh, I already have this set up, so it won't let me do it. But you'll get the idea when I do this. So I'll choose a custom conversion that I've created. The one that I use all the time is EMP lead. Okay. So when I create the campaigns, that's what I'll be optimizing for. So now that we've set up our pixel and now that we have our custom conversion created, we are ready to create our campaign. That is how easy it is to set up the tracking inside of Facebook. All right. So now we're going to go to our campaigns. And this is what the Facebook Ads Manager interface looks like. So I have a bunch of campaigns in here, but what we're going to do to create this campaign is we're going to hit create. Pretty simple so far, right? Now, these are the objectives that I was talking about. So we have awareness, we have traffic, we have engagement. So this is things like Facebook likes or post likes. Leads, this is what we want. Okay, we want to generate leads, and it's the conversions objective that we're going to go for. So you see the little conversions thing here. This is where 90% of people mess up, is they choose the wrong objective, and as a result, their ads get no results. So if you got no results with Facebook, go back and look at what objective you used. So now we're going to hit continue. And we're going to name this seminar example campaign. All right. We don't need to do any categories because we're not doing anything special. So if we were targeting like Medicare people, or we were targeting like employment opportunities, that's what that's for. The bidding type auction is good. The campaign objective is leads. That's good. And we're all good with this stuff. So campaign budget, we want to leave all these off. We're going to hit next. Pretty simple so far, right? We chose our objective. We created our campaign. Now, this is the ad set level that I was talking about. So this is where we select our targeting. Now, what we're going to do here is under conversion, right? We're wanting to generate leads through our website, through our landing page. And now we're going to select our pixel. So I'm going to select Empirical 360's Pixel. And this is where we tell Facebook what we want. So I am choosing EMP lead here. Now, what we just created was something called seminar sign up. If it had let me create that, I would have chosen that event here. So this is where we're talking to Facebook's algorithm. This is the hardest part of the whole thing. Now that we've done this, the rest of the stuff is fairly easy. We're just checking buttons and putting in ad copy. All right. Optimization delivery. I usually leave these blank. I let Facebook's algorithm do its thing. I think it's way smarter than me. So I don't really meddle too much with this stuff. I think the more granular you try to get with Facebook, usually the worse it gets. Facebook's algorithm is very, very smart. They have honed it over years. I let it do all the heavy lifting. Now, daily budget. So I like to set a daily budget. When you first start, you can start with 10, 20 bucks a day. Facebook will spend your daily budget every single day. They're really good at taking your money. So I like to start small, get a couple of leads. Once I get a couple of leads and Facebook has started learning what I like, then I will increase my budget. So 20 bucks, 30 bucks, start there. And then you can go from there. All right. So I've set my daily budget. Now I'm going to create my audience. Okay. So I am doing this webinar or seminar, in Tampa. So I'm going to choose Tampa DMA. Now, what you can do here is you can actually do it around the venue that you're going to do this at. So I am doing it at Eddie V's, which is a really nice seafood and steakhouse, which is right here. So I'm going to do a 10-mile radius around here. Okay. Let's see if it picks it up. All right, so it found my address, and obviously you want to verify that it looks right on the map here. So I have a 10-mile radius around Eddie V's restaurant in Tampa. Okay, so that's my first targeting parameter, because obviously we don't want to do this nationwide because we're trying to drive people to a restaurant or a venue. Now, the next parameter is age. So whatever your ideal customer is where I would stick with. And you may need to do some research for this. So go look at all your best customers and try and find an example of who your best customers are and what their age ranges are. So maybe it's like, 40 to We'll do 40 to 55. Now, what we want to make sure here is that we're not going too narrow. So this little sidebar here that says audience definition, we want it to be in the green. Okay. That means our audience is clearly defined. We're talking to a very specific audience. We don't want it to be red. We don't want it to be too small because you won't get as good of results. You won't give Facebook enough room to work to get their algorithm to really start taking shape. Broader is not bad either. If you have a broad audience, the algorithm will eventually hone down to the exact subset that it wants to target. So I personally like larger audiences, but in the green means we're good. All right. So we are targeting in this sample size, 200,000 to 244,000 people. All right. So that's plenty of people, right? Now genders, let's just say you work with a specific gender or you get better results from a specific gender. You can go ahead and target those people if you want. And then this is where you'll get your detailed targeting. So this is where you can target interests or behaviors. So again, I don't like to get too, and I'm going to use this word, too sexy with my targeting because it's hard to outsmart Facebook. I like to target really broad audiences, but let's just say that you work with teachers or you work with lawyers, for example. I can target people with that job description in this targeting. So let's say you were doing an estate planning seminar for personal injury attorneys, right? You can target them here. Or you could just target everyone who's 40 to 55 in a certain area because it's a high income area, which is what I would prefer to do. But for example, let's just say we wanted to work with investors. Let's see what kind of audience we have here. So we have people who are angel investor interest. Now, what I like to do is go to suggestions and see if I can find any job titles, right? Job titles are usually pretty accurate. So this is a founder and director and CEO. So it could be someone with some good income. So I'll throw them in my audience. And then it's going to give me a whole bunch of more suggestions. So owner, manager, CEO, co-founder, COO, you get the idea. You can play around with this quite a bit. I'm just going to leave it blank for now because I prefer to let Facebook do all the heavy lifting for me. So if I'm targeting Eddie V's and people know what that is, they know it's a high income restaurant, they know it's a really nice place, and someone fills out my form and that person is a high income individual, then Facebook is going to say, this person filled out the form, they like the ad, let's go find more people like that. And then it will go do the heavy lifting for me. All right. So that's how I prefer to do it. Now, placements, I would just leave it on automatic placements. And what this means is you'll see ads on the Facebook sidebar. You'll see them in the news feed. You'll see them on Instagram, and it will use all of Facebook properties to show your ads. If you wanted to choose your placements manually, just like the Facebook news feed, you could do that here. I leave it on automatic. Again, I don't try and outsmart Facebook here. Now we're going to go next. So what we've done so far, just so I can recap for you guys, is we've set up our tracking. We have our pixel installed. We've set up our custom conversion so we can track everyone who fills out that thank you page. Now we're going to set up our ad. So here I'm going to show you what I would use for an ad and an image. And then I'm going to show you the landing page that I actually use for seminars for some of our clients. And then from there, you guys can ask me any questions you have, or you can go back, watch this video and do this exact setup for yourself. All right. So we're going to use our Facebook page, which is Empirical 360. And I can select my Instagram page here if you have it connected. If not, it will still run ads on Instagram. It'll just create a page for you. That's like a pseudo page and it'll run the ads for you. Now we're going to create our image ad. So first I'm going to add media, right? I'm going to add an image. And I actually created this earlier. Let's see where it is. So this is my image ad. All right, so I like to go to the original aspect ratio so it doesn't cut anything off in my ads. All right, so I'm gonna hit next and I'm just gonna hit done and it will optimize the ad for me. And so this is what my ad looks like. I have some text here. It says free dinner seminar. Join us for dinner to learn how to protect your assets when you die. All right, I wrote this really quick and dirty. You can obviously shape that up if you want or any other values you're gonna put in there. All right, now we're gonna put our primary text and I already have this written up over here. So I have Tampa residents learn how to protect your assets for your family in our free dinner seminar. And what I like to do is I like to put like a little calendar icon and a little location pin, and I'll show you how to do that in just a second here. So I'm going to put this here in the primary text. And if you want to add those little emojis is what they're called. This little thing up here is where you add them. So I can add like a check mark, I can add smiley faces. The pin is somewhere around here, but that's where you can add your emojis. All right, so there's my text. And now I want to add my headline. So I'm going to do free dinner seminar, protect your assets when you die. I don't know if that's the best headline, honestly, because they might not care when they die. But again, you can say something to the effect of make sure your family gets your wealth when you die, or, you know, whatever it is, your educating them on. If it's trusts or wills or Medicaid planning, make sure that you have a catchy headline in there. And if you're offering a meal, again, a pretty catchy headline is free dinner seminar. Once they see it's at Eddie V's, they're like, oh, wow, this is a nice place. Hopefully that will weed some people out for you. All right, now description, you could just do seating is limited. Sign up now. All right. And then the last thing is to put a call to action. So you could do learn more, or in this case, you could do sign up. So I usually, for most of my ads, I'll do learn more, but in this case, sign up is a pretty good one. And get offer is also a really good one. People like offers. In fact, that's what I'm going to do. I'm going to do get offer. Where is my get offer one? Boom, get offer. All right. So now they feel like they're getting something. So now we need to send them to a landing page or a website URL. And so what I've built here in ClickFunnels is a landing page layout that works very, very well for seminars. And so I'm just going to talk you through the outline of this really quick, just so you know what to look for. So first is most of these signups will be done on a mobile phone. So it's going to look like this, right? It's going to be really condensed, and we want to make sure we get the main points across very quickly. So we want to say join our exclusive. And I like the word exclusive in there because then they think, oh my gosh, maybe I need more money. Join our exclusive dinner seminar, free dinner seminar, how to protect your assets and make sure your family gets what they deserve. Hurry. Limited seating available. And then the reason I like ClickFunnels so much is because they have these cool little countdowns. Most people do, but I like the way theirs looks. So it's in 20 days, 21 hours, 28 minutes, and 39 seconds. Now, usually when I promote events, I do it about 7 to 10 days before the event. All right, I wouldn't do it 20 days out unless you're really trying to get like 100 people there. 7 to 10 days seems to be the sweet spot. It's long enough to get the ads running nicely, and it's a short enough time horizon to where they're not like, what the heck did I sign up for 30 days ago? So 7 to 10 days is what I've always done for my seminars, and they work out very well. Now, usually I'll put a logo of the restaurant here so they know what I'm talking about. And then I have the details. So location, Eddie V's Prime Seafood, I have the address, and I have the date and time. And then I have the form for them to sign up, where I will be calling them and making sure that they're RSVPing and if they're bringing a guest. So these just kind of reiterate the points. Very simple landing page. Now, when I fill this out and I go to the thank you page, which if we hit this thank you page, that is what triggers the event to tell Facebook that, hey, someone just signed up to this. I address if they're going to bring a guest or not. So if you want to bring a guest or spouse who wants to learn more, please call us. And I like calls because that's an immediate connection, and that's someone who's serious. And they're bringing a guest. So we're getting 2 for 1 there, right? Really nice. So make sure that you set your landing page up similar to this, because this layout, this flow has worked very, very well for me in the past. All right. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to go back to this page. I'm going to copy the link, and now I'm going to put it in my ad. So I put the website URL here, and now we are ready to publish. Now, if there's any problems with the campaign, Facebook will let you know, or it will just publish. So you can see it's publishing 1 of 3. It's publishing the campaign, the ad set, and the ad. If you add more ads, it would publish more things. So we are all good. We are in the green. We have just set up our campaign successfully. Now, what you'll see when you go back here is I'm going to refresh this. I have my seminar campaign example. It'll say no ads when you first start it because it hasn't been approved yet. When you click into the ad set level and then into the ad level, you'll see that the ad is processing. Then it will go into a review phase, and then it will go live. Okay, this could take 2 to 3 hours. It could even take a day or 2, depending on what you're saying in the ad. Like I said, the word die in there, might not like that. I might even disapprove my ads. So those are things that you have to play with. All right, so I hope this was helpful for you guys. This was a pretty detailed and tactical presentation, but this is something that I see people get wrong time and time again. Right. A lot of people will run webinars or they'll run seminars, and they don't choose the correct objective, and they don't set up their tracking. At the very least, those are 2 things that will burn you heavily. So I really, really hope that this was helpful. I really hope that you are able to run seminars successfully because of this. We do help our clients with this. It's not the main thing we do. Mainly we do Google ads, and Facebook is a portion of it. But if you guys wanted to run these with us, you could, as long as you're running Google ads. If you have more questions, or you want me to go deeper on the technical specifications on how to set up follow-ups and reminders and drip series, leave a comment in the Facebook group. Again, the Facebook group is free. Or when I post this to YouTube and I send out the recording, leave a comment under that. And if I get enough comments, I'll definitely go through and make that video. It's just a little more complicated than this, and I think this is pretty complicated as it is. So again, hopefully this was helpful. If you have questions, please let me know, and I thank you so much for your time.